President Biden signs an emergency measure, and NATO is moving 90,000 troops to the border. And I'll give you the details here on this and why this is so concerning. Give you the details on that here in this video. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. Let's jump right in, as a lot of people are very, very alerted and concerning to this. Here we go. Okay, first up, President Biden signs measure to avert government shutdown, but Ukraine aid remains frozen, including Israel aid as well. Hard-right Republicans ensure chances of more money and weapons for Kiev hinge on immigration reforms and negotiations. So, once again, not much really gets done in Congress. They don't really pass a new bill, only a continuing resolution, a CR, and don't really pass a new bill. Joe Biden at the last minute signed a measure to keep the U.S. government funded, but Washington shivered under its second major snowfall in the week. We got over a foot of snow. The bill did not unfreeze funding for Ukraine. Hard-right Republicans, led by Speaker Mike Johnson, are ensuring the chances of more money and weapons for Kiev in its fight against Vladimir Putin hinge on negotiations for immigration reform. On Wednesday, the president welcomed Johnson and other senior Republicans to the White House for talks. We've actually seen some growing murmurs here from Republicans thinking about now ousting Speaker Mike Johnson from the Republicans. It kind of feels like nothing is getting done in Congress, and also Republicans are unhappy yet again with their own leadership. You guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. Yeah. Is NATO mobilizing 90,000 troops for war with Russia? Well, here's what has been announced. Take a listen here. NATO, which the United States is a part of, and 31 to 32 countries almost now, just announced next week's launch of its largest military exercise in more than 35 years. Yep. Around 90,000 military personnel will participate in what an alliance official called a simulated emerging conflict scenario. Vladimir Putin will be irate about this, and will take this as probably a war threat. The exercise had led to speculation by some social media users that NATO could be setting the stage for a potential conflict with Russia in the future. Speaking on conspiracy theorist Alex Jones' InfoWar podcast, conservative activist Jack Posobiec said NATO's wording of a simulated emerging conflict scenario against a near-peer adversary was interagency speak for it's going to be a war game with Russia. While Russia was not named in the announcement, Reuters reported an alliance document identified Russia as the most significant and direct threat to NATO's member security. U.S. Army General Christopher Cavally, who serves as a Supreme Allied Commander Europe for the alliance, spoke about the operation dubbed Steadfast Defender 2024. During a press conference, he said approximately 90,000 troops will join the operation that will begin next week and run all the way through May. NATO did not identify any specific threats that would have instigated the exercise and provided no indication of any looming military maneuvers by Russia. Reuters noted that Poland, which shares a border with Russia, would be the site for that part of the exercise, while other drill locations will be the Baltic states that are, quote, most at risk from a potential Russian attack. And that's a quote. as well as Germany, Norway, and Romania. In addition to the personnel, NATO will use more than 50 ships, more than 80 fighter jets, helicopters, drones, as well as 1,100 combat vehicles and 133 tanks. For the first time in 30 years, we have the strategy, deterrence, and defense of the Euro-Atlantic area. We have the plans to make the alliance fit for the purpose of collective territorial defense. We are now in the process of making our plans executable. This means making sure we have the force commitments, command and control arrangements, and the enablement of our plans require. Here's what NATO committee chairman and admiral had to say here within the last 24 hours or so. Take a listen here.
Not everything is going to be honky-dory in the next 20 years. I'm not saying it is going wrong tomorrow, but we have to realize it's not a given that we are in peace. And that's why we have the plans. That's why we are preparing for a conflict with Russia and the terror groups, if it comes to it, if they attack us. We're not seeking any conflict. But if they attack us, we have to be ready.
So there you go. And meanwhile, we have the United States actively getting attacked almost daily in the Middle East. It's like almost over 100 times, 130, 150 times, somewhere in there since October alone. Well over 200 times this year, just in the Middle East, being attacked by, Iranian-backed proxies, the Houthis, all these different, military groups, and it's unreal. It's unreal. And then you have Russia, who's an Iranian ally. You have North Korea. You have China. All these major different threats. And they're all allies. They're all allies of one another. So you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything on a daily basis. Thanks for liking, sharing these videos. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. Click here to see Biden announcing $12,000 for Americans in a bombshell announcement. Or click here to see why you shouldn't file your taxes yet, as the IRS may owe you up to $2,000 or more. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.